Hey family, much love to my brothers and sisters in the spirit. Hello, hello. Today is June the 16th. Yes, indeed. I decided to check in with many of you and do it quite lengthy, not too long, but just, speak on three topics. While when I go to bed at night, a lot of times things comes to me. Um, I would just get an unction to talk about certain things, and I'm always led by the spirit. And I know it's benefiting me. The information that comes to me to speak on, I know it's going to be beneficial to many of you. For those who have ears to hear and you are willing to receive the message. So before I get started, check out my top family. You see that? You like? Awaken Butterfly, seek your inner magic within. And that is so true. That is so true. Seek your inner magic within. And this comes in other colors, all right? For those who are interested, check out my community section, all right? I look at many of you as butterflies as well as myself, all right? We came out of that caterpillar stage. We all had an awakening and a rebirth. So that's why I speak of us as butterflies, okay? Out with the old and in with the new. Hello. So anyway, family, let me get situated, okay? I want to speak about three topics real quick. The first topic I want to speak about, and I have my notes, yes, indeed. The first topic I want to speak about is holding the frequency. Many of you have been following your sister for quite some time. You know, I want to speak about my experience, my testimony. Excuse me, that's all I know. And I do consider myself as a teacher. Um, my higher self has, you know, um, my higher self has um, is always communicating with me. Let me just say that. All right, I'm just getting my thoughts together. My higher self is always communicating with me, and I'm constantly receiving like downloads. Okay, and out of my experiences, how do they say you can't help nobody if you can't help yourself? But out of my experiences, I have been, sharing them, not everything, but sharing them because I know it can help somebody because I have overcome many obstacles as far as, you know, um, experiencing this awakening, especially in the phase that I was in the beginning, which wasn't quite so nice, shall I say. Everybody's experiences are different. But out of this awakening, rebirth experiences I have had, it has given me a testimony. And out of my testimony, I'm able to teach and speak about things that I know. Okay, not that I'm just making up shit. Okay, let me just say that I speak about what I know. Okay, I know what works for me. I know the experiences that I have had, and it is my truth. So I speak about it, but in a way, I'm still teaching because, and I know this to be true because a lot of things I speak about, a lot of people are not having the experiences at the time, but how do they say keep living? Eventually, because they're not led to me for any reason, you don't know what tomorrow holds for you as well as for myself. But the God of the universe, the way I see it, there is no coincidence when you are led to people because this had happened to me. Um, there were experiences that I was having, and then there were experiences that I wasn't having when I was watching people. But I always kept in the back of my mind, remembering the things they have spoken of, okay, due to their speaking about their testimony and the things they know out of their experiences. And I always held on to it, and I'm so grateful I did because I'm like, okay, I'm not crazy. Or, okay, well, I see that there are others like myself. Or, okay, so I see how they have overcome. I too can overcome. I see how they have been able to navigate in this process of this awakening. I too can navigate. Okay, they're pretty much giving you nuggets, and that's all I do. I try to pass the torch. All right. So anyway, with that being said, for those who are new watching me, much love to you. It's no coincidence. I speak about spiritual topics, about spiritual milk. Okay, but every now and then I'm going to throw some spiritual meat at you. If it go over your head and you feel like, okay, this woman's over the top, this is not for me, that's fine. I love you anyway and I wish you well. But for those who have been rocking with me and you know where I'm going to go, okay, may you have ears to hear. As I stated, the first topic is going to be holding the frequency. The next one is, I want to speak about is be mindful about media and the authorities putting out information. You will not get all the facts. Okay? And we all know this to be true. Also, I want to speak about briefly pay attention to the energy of the area where you live. So, where do I start? All right. Let me say this real quick. Be mindful about the media and the authority. Okay, family? A lot of this what I'm talking about, you know this already. This just me chit chat with you, okay? Yeah, pretty much not only you are you receiving clarity, but you also receiving confirmation that you already know. For those of you who have gotten to that place of operating in awareness, okay, your intuition is very strong, okay, it has really kicked in 100-fold. Um, your spiritual muscle of intuition is very strong, okay? You will understand where I'm coming from um, because you too are led by the Spirit. Um, Many of you know that when it comes to people who have been missing or murdered, all right, the media is not going to tell us everything. And a lot of times you can receive a lot of half truth, even when it comes to the media, all right? Because you don't really know who's talking to the media. Let me just say that. People look at the media as though it's Bible, right? It has been many times that media has overspoken about a situation, and instead of them clearing it up, and they're very smart, they would just simply keep it moving and move on to the next topic. Or if they go back to it, they'll change it. And you'd be like, hold on, I thought he said such and such. I could have sworn he said such and such. But they would change the narrative slightly. All right? And a lot of people don't even catch it. But still, people will, whatever comes out of the media mouth, they see it as the Bible, as the spoken word. And they don't question the media. Remember, follow the money, okay, when it comes to the media. They're only going to put out so much. They're only going to put out so much that the authorities are going to give them, considering information due to the missing, due to those who have been murdered, okay? People, loved ones, they want answers. A lot of times the authorities are holding on to information and their loved ones still don't get that information. They might eventually, but the public won't get it. And the public is heavily invested because they are praying for the family members, they are praying for the missing, they're praying for, the deceased loved ones who are left behind, who are suffering in silence and, who are going through the motion of heartache and loss. You know, People want answers, but a lot of times you're only going to get what they allow you to get. You're only going to know what they allow you to know. Now, getting back to why people like myself and like others who have the gift of the spirit. A lot of people don't use the wording psychic. I really don't care for the wording psychic to tell you the truth, but I know it's a very catchy word, and people when they hear that word psychic, they're like, oh, okay, so it's somebody who has a gift. I just say, I just use my gift of the spirit. Okay, but there are others like myself, and many people know that they're not going to receive all the information from the news. They're not going to receive all the information from the authorities because the authorities are known to hold information, and rightfully so. They don't want to put all their eggs in one basket. They don't want to put too much out there because they have to trip the suspects. A lot of times have them thinking, oh, well, we're not looking at you, and they get too comfortable. A lot of times people trip over themselves, they get to talking too much. Whatever the case may be, a lot of times authorities hold on to information. But by them holding on to it and that information is not out to the public, well, people like myself and others who have the gift, we can pick up on things that the media is not talking about behind the scenes. We can pick up on things that even the authorities might not even know yet. Or they may know, but they're not putting it out. And if they're not putting it out, people who come to people like myself and others with the gift of the spirit, They might say, "Oh, y'all just conspiracy theories. Y'all just say anything. Y'all just talking out of y'all ass. Y'all shouldn't say things. Y'all shouldn't put certain things out there if it's not facts." No, I haven't heard anything like that on the media. You're talking about things that's not even out. Where you get your information from? I choose to use my gift for the good. Okay. Um, I know it's a test, and I have to be mindful of what coming out of my mouth and how I operate out here in this realm. So anyway, um, the little did they know, I know what I know. So I would do like my own personal readings, whatever, and I would sit back. I would just sit back, especially where I live here in North Carolina. I would just sit back, and people go missing, especially children. But people go missing, period. I would just sit back, cause like other people, I'm like, wow, and this is the part we were reading. I'm like, wow, what would happen? Because initially, I don't know what happened. If I don't like, actually get still my mind and get quiet and meditate on the person at that particular time, I don't know what happened. So I'm like everybody else, wow, what would happen? That's crazy. That child went missing. Don't nobody know anything about what 2, 3 days, and all of a sudden, watch the news, and they'll say, oh, this child was found. That's how they do it here. I don't know how they do it other places. But they don't have a press conference about it. They don't tell you where the child was found. All they say is, oh, the child was found. You don't know who had the child or anything. And I can't stand that. A lot of people might be like, well, it's none of your business. But in a way, it is my business. It is many of your business because we are our sister keepers. We are our brother's keepers. Okay? We should be concerned about one another. Why say that it's not your business when a child goes missing? Who wouldn't want people to get involved and be concerned? It's when people stop caring, that's when you should be worrying. But what I would do, I would sit there, I meditate on the situation, on the person, and I get information that they're not given to the public. And I'm like, oh, okay, okay, so this would happen. Okay, what? Okay, so this would happen. Especially with the young lady that was pregnant. I don't know what city or state, but she was pregnant and went missing. That's all I'm going to say. And she was gone for a couple of days, and a lot of people assume, I can read the comments, when I'm subscribed to certain news channels in different, states, other locations. I read the comments. Oh, I see right now, probably that baby daddy done killed her. She been gone all this time. I know she did. This is how people, it's their logic, when it comes to certain situations. And I'm looking at it like, I hope she's not, but you never know. And then some people say, check on this right here. I check on it. I check on it. I'm like, all of a sudden, the news come on, and they say, oh, she was found. And the family wants privacy. Like, I'm looking at, I'm like, okay, I see why. Okay. But people are left out of the equation. They don't know. They simply praying for the family. They praying for the, person who's missing. They want answers. People are concerned. They want to at least know, okay, well, we're glad she's alive, but what happened? Where was she? At least where was she? Where did y'all find her at? You know, but they would never tell you this information, and I can't stand it. I'm the person. I'm the kind of person I want to know. Call me nosy, whatever. You definitely want somebody to have your back and in your corner when your loved one go missing. Let me just say that. You wouldn't be saying, "Oh, don't be nosy." Then you want everybody to get involved. I know I would want people to get involved, but anyway, I would find out. Okay, she's dealing with some type of mental breakdown. Um, she had to get away, and that's all I'm going to say. But I would see stuff like that, and I go, oh, okay, so I say, okay, she wasn't abducted. She wasn't abducted. She left on her own. But it's the not knowing that eats people up. Okay, as I stated, The authorities are never going to put all the information out there. And it's okay to have an opinion. I am one for, you know, yes, it's okay to agree to disagree. I'm not gonna put nobody down because they don't agree with me. No, no. I see things for what it is. I have an opinion, they have an opinion. But I'm led by the spirit. And if I see that somebody don't really agree with what to where I'm coming from, that's fine. That's fine. I love you where you are. That's fine. You have a right to your opinion. But I'm not gonna clown you and put you down. Many people don't want to hear allegedly. They don't want to hear people speaking about a situation they feel like they know really nothing about, and they are just talking out of their ass. To them, they're making up things. You know, they're like, "Well, you don't know what you're talking about." You know, the media hasn't even put this information out there yet. The authorities haven't even put this out there. And you know what? For the most part, they're not. They're not. They're going to hold on to a lot of information for when it's time to go to court. Okay. Oh, definitely for people to trip, make careless mistakes because they already hold on to certain information already that they know, and they feel like you know the information. They probably want to question you. Well, how come you know this? How are you tied to this case? But anyway, the point I'm trying to make is, yes, family, we are never going to get all the facts, even when it comes to the authorities, because there's so much that they're going to put out, and you know this already, because it can hinder the investigation. And there's only so much that the media is going to put out. Okay. And with the media, it's like if they don't talk about something, it is a non-factor, or pretty much what I say is a non-factor. Oh, the media's not talking about it. If that was the case, the media be talking about it. You know how it is, family. Anyway, I'm through with that. I just want to say be mindful about, when you happen to watch people like myself and others, and they're talking about cases, be mindful. Um, it's not so far fetched that they don't know what they're talking about. Okay, a lot of times spirits revealing things that are behind the scenes, what led up to an event. Okay, the spirit will let us know whether this, whether the victim knew the person or not. The spirit will let us know that, as well as whether the person left on their own. We can know this as well. There is nothing hidden. Okay. Um, Let me move on to another subject. Oh, how the darkness loves to stay hidden, doesn't it? But when the light enters that space, it reveals all. I want to speak about real quick, holding the frequency. Okay. I have noticed, and I talked about this before. Okay. Um, Many of you know I spoke about hearing the frequency, right? And I know it's in the word, many are called, few are chosen. Now, it's the call that I want y'all to keep that in mind. The call factor. Hold on, family. All right, family. Sorry, I got distracted by my phone. But it's the call factor. I want you to keep that in mind, okay, family? I'm just trying to make a point. Um, there was a time, okay, during the process of my spiritual awakening, okay, some couple of years back. I have videos going back to I talked about this. Um, that I was sharing my experiences of hearing a ringing in my ear, all right? Um, During this time, not only was I hearing a ringing, but I was also receiving download. I didn't really know what it was, to tell you the truth. And there's more to it. So I'm not gonna act like I know everything. I'm just speaking my truth. There's more to it. All I know is when I heard this ringing, I know I was receiving downloads. I would go outside. And during this time, my spiritual sight was awakened. When I go outside, and for some reason, when I'm not inside these four walls, I'm able to receive, like, I'm receiving full clarity outside, okay, as far as what I'm taking in, more than inside. This has been my experience. But when I'm outside, when I'm inside, I'm hearing the rain again. So for some reason, I have the unction to go outside. I go outside and on the deck. Every time I look up, I will see a light show. Okay, this has been my experience, and I talked about it before. Hold on, family. Sorry, I got distracted by my little queen. But I would feel this unction to go outside. And every time I do, I would see a light show in the sky. And then there are times if I don't see a light show, I would just close my eyes. Because a lot of times the ringing would, I would hear it and then it would fade out. Then it pick back up. So I would wait. And then when it started to pick back up, there'll be time I would close my eyes. I'm going to try to tune in to the frequency while I'm outside. And I start seeing images, okay? I ain't going to tell you what I see. I would see different things. I would start seeing images, right? Because during the time I'm receiving download, it would look anywhere from light language to where I would see faces. But I'm pretty much receiving downloads. What I'm doing, I'm answering the call. Okay, I'm acknowledging the sound, and I, in the fact that I'm acknowledging it, I'm putting action to it. Okay, and I just have this knowingness to know, somebody's telling me to go outside, so I go outside. Okay, it's like the signal is better for me to receive it better outside, whatever this download is coming to me. I go outside, I'm receiving the signal big time, and then it picks back up, you know. All right, I had to pause real quick, but so I would go outside and you know, um, just pretty much, if I'm not looking up in the sky, I would try to meditate and try to tune into that frequency. Now, the point that I'm speaking about frequency, this tone, a lot of times people don't answer the call. They ignore it. They think some company around here, I'm hearing this sound, but I don't know what it is. You're hearing it, but you're still not really in tune with it. Okay? But at least you're hearing it. You know you hear it and it'll fade out. Some people, they hear it day, all day, constantly. Some people, they hear it, fade out, hear it, and fade out. The point I'm trying to make is with this tone, when you're hearing it constantly, you are plugged in. You're plugged in. Okay? There are times I will hear it off and on. I can understand it. Why am I hearing it off and on, especially in the beginning phase? You know, what it was due to the energy that I was giving off my vibration. I was tuned in. Okay? It's like a radio. It's like a radio. Okay? And whatever or whomever is trying to put a message out there, is trying to reach someone, they'll throw a signal out there. Some people catch it due to due to where they are vibrationally. Okay, and really that signal is really for everybody. To tell you the truth, most like God, there's no respect to person. It's really for everybody, but those who are low vibrational won't hear it. It's like you got to be at a certain frequency to catch it. I could not understand back then why I would hear it and then not hear it. But it would be an all day thing. I would hear it and then it fade out. And then I hear it again. Doo, 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 doo. That 432 hertz. But I would hear it and I would try to tune in. And there are times I'm able to tune in longer than others. And then sometimes it just fade out. And then depending on my mood, and there has been times when I'm not feeling my best, something could be bothering me, and I might feel a slight depressed. And I try to come out of it very quick because it's very low vibrational. Let me just say that. But it happens to the best of us. I won't hear it at all. There's something about frequency. It's something about frequency. If your spiritual sight is awakened, determine what you will see out here in this realm. Okay, what you're going to experience out here in this realm, what you're going to hear. With this frequency is a certain tone, and there are times when you're able to hear it, you're matching it. You're matching the frequency of that tone. Okay? And when you are, that is a good time, family, to get still if you're able to. You're on the job, run to the bathroom and just get still and try to tune in. That's a quick meditation right there. Just try to tune in, close your eyes, still your mind. I don't know what you're going to hear. If you're just hearing that tone, that's fine. If not, you might start seeing images. But the conscious mind versus the unconscious mind, your inner man is picking this information up, and you still are receiving the benefits. Okay, you still receive the benefits. A lot of people they're receiving it quicker because they're putting action to it. As far as meditating right away, as far as closing their eyes and definitely going outside. Okay, so they can, you know, there will be no restriction of these four walls. They go outside so they can really, you know, channel in on these energies, but we're on this frequency, shall I say. But it's something about stop where you at when this sound hit you. And also think about your thought process when the sound hit you and your mood when the sound hit you. You know, how were you feeling during this time when the sound hit you? Because that's a good determinant of letting you know you need to get back to that feeling, okay? So you can lock in on the frequency and receive the benefits, right? Um, I'm not gonna dive too deep in this. It's self-explanatory. All I'm saying is many people hears it and many people don't. Many people don't even know what you're talking about. They don't know what I'm talking about. Okay. Um, it's a bunch of gibberish to a lot of people. They're like, what frequency, what tune? You know, and it's not just a frequency or a tune, I mean, just a frequency. It can be music. You hear music in the ether. You know, I have people email me all the time. You know, I'm hearing this music, you know, and nobody around me hears it, but I hears it. They're not crazy. There's a lot of people that, unfortunately, in the nut house that has had a awakening, but they loved one don't understand what's going on with them, and they are in there just because they're having this whole new experience, and they don't have nobody to talk to, and they don't know how to take it, and it's like they're losing their minds. Okay, little do they know there's nothing wrong with them. They're just having a rebirth. They're just going through an awakening, a spiritual one at that. But anyway, um, everybody's different. As far as what comes out of the awakening, everybody's different. Um, but with this tune, but tuning into this frequency, yes, um, it really depends on your vibration. Okay, as far as you locking in and you are constantly hearing it. A lot of time, I ain't gonna lie, a lot of time I hear it in the evening. Okay, so I'm trying to be mindful. Well, you know, how was I feeling? You know, what was my thought process? All of a sudden, I started hearing it in the evening hours. Okay, and every now and then, once in a blue moon, I would hear it. You know, in the early hours, probably after 10ish, anywhere from 11 to 1, I would hear it. And I really hear it. I really hear it when I'm doing readings for people. Okay? So it lets you know this is a spiritual thing. Okay? When I'm doing readings for people, I'm hearing this frequency. All right? Information is coming to me. My intuition kick in 100-fold, and I'm constantly hearing it. You know, I'm hearing it. A lot of times I will let it be known, oh, I'm hearing this ringing. The spirit is strong. I'm hearing it big time. I'm constantly receiving information from the spirit realm, you know, about people. But there's definitely something to it. But all I'm saying is, family, to really tune in and lock in, it's all about frequency. That's all I'm saying. And as I stated, many people understand what I'm saying and they don't. I can't do anything about that for the ones who don't. Um, but this signal is really given to everyone. But many are called, few are chosen. Many people answer the call, and many people don't for whatever reason. It's all due to one's life path in this life, and um, many are just, you know, like robots out here. Like, no, not robot. What's the word I'm looking for? Zombies. Okay. Um, They want to stay in the box. They want no part of anything outside the box because it don't make sense to them. According to them, make it make sense. If it don't make sense to them, due to the fact that they do not have no kind of experience, it's a non-factor. Okay, it's a non-factor. So anyway, as you see, I can talk for days, okay? But anyway, let me change the subject. I'm through with that. I just want to let y'all know that that's why, one minute you're hearing it and the next minute you don't, all right? It's like you're locking me in and then all of a sudden it fades out because, frequency is constantly fluctuating, you know? Um, but it's a matter of quieting the mind, stilling the mind, okay? And acknowledge it, all right? And definitely meditate while you're hearing it, okay? It's definitely beneficial when you do that. But anyway, pay attention to the energies of the area where you live. Let me say this. Right now, I'm on the south. Okay, I live on the south end. Um, what's up? Let me get it right. The south. I'm saying more. Well, I'm gonna say the south. I'm gonna say the south. Yeah, I'm gonna say the south. But um, for some reason, when I lived on the north end, I was not having hardly no experience. Okay, and this was like before I had my awakening. And I'm trying to make a point now. I'm trying to make a point. I was having like paranormal experiences. I've been having those all my life. Okay, so that's nothing new. So I knew it had to be something about me that I noticed um, different. All right, when it comes to my childhood. All right, seeing things, but when it comes to the things I have been experiencing since I had an awakening, um, when I go back to the north end, because on that side is where my grandmother used to live, okay? 'Cause I grew up in that house. The things that I see now, well, let me say it like this. The energy that I've been picking up on, okay? We're talking about energy here. It's different. It's different. The north end energy is different where I live from the south end, okay? The west end is different from the south end. The east, to me, is similar to the south end. Okay? What are you saying, Kareem? Spill it out. Okay. The point I'm trying to make is, I'm an empath and I pick up on energy, right? And a lot of places are connected to ley lines. Ley lines are like exit points. I call them 0 points, okay? They're all over the world. Even Egypt and a lot of these ancient sites are on a certain stretch of ley lines, okay? And let me just say this: if you look at the globe and you look at all the ancient sites, they are all on a certain line, okay, around the globe, on a certain line, connected all around the world. A certain energy point, they're all connected, okay, and it's for a reason. Now, for me, where I live, I'm noticing, you know, here on this side of town. Let me just say that the energy feels lighter and I'm seeing a lot of sightings in the sky, a lot of interesting things in the sky. I'm seeing things popping in and out of this realm. Okay. Y'all might say, well, your spiritual sight is open. Well, yeah, but I'm trying to make a point. I'm trying to make a point. But when I go on the other side of the town, it seems like the energy is denser. Okay. It seems like what I feel, and also I'm not seeing a lot of things popping in and out. And I couldn't put my hand on. I'm like, well, why am I seeing a lot of activity in the sky? It's like a certain locations where the energy is denser. It's like the atmosphere that's not, to me, it's not so positive. I'm not picking on an atmosphere that's light and positive at all. It's very, I'm going to say it, it's very dark and dense. I'm going to just say it like that. It's very dark and dense. And this energy doesn't feel warm. It doesn't feel at times, I don't want to use the word not safe, but it doesn't feel welcoming. Okay, it doesn't feel welcoming at all. And at times it kind of feels kind of hopeless like, okay. Um, in certain locations, just the energy alone, and it makes you want to just leave. You can't wait to go to another side of town to where it's like this heaviness lifts off of you. Okay, and I have noticed in certain areas around town where there are um, churches, not all of them, not all of them. Let me just say that, not all of them. In certain areas where there are churches, the energy lifts up. Okay, in certain areas. And in the other areas where there are churches, it's just the image is just heavy. It's heavy. It's heavy. And on this side of town, not only is the energy lighter, but and it's a lot of activities that I have been experiencing. Okay, a whole lot of in and out um, of activities as far as when it comes to the ley lines over here in this area. 'Cause I'm definitely near one. Let me just I was more close to one where I used to lay up, but it's like what wait 5 minutes away, so I'm not that far from my last resident. But there, I was seeing things constantly. I mean, it was like a portal somewhere over there. Okay, my higher self let me know like a portal somewhere over there. But I was constantly seeing all kind of things. I was seeing things I hadn't even talked about. Let me just say that. I was constantly just seeing all kind of things. Let me just say that a lot of activities in the sky. Because not only that, a lot of pay attention. A lot of airports, a lot of military bases. They are around these ley lines. It make you wonder why. It's a lot of tunnels that are near ley lines. Yes, indeed. But it's a whole nother story. Um, with this video, I'm just pretty much saying, for those who are very sensitive, start paying attention to your area. How does it feel where you live? How does it feel where you live? Do the energy where you live feels welcoming? Does it feel lighter? Or does it feel dense? Does it feel dense and kind of hopeless like? you know and think about it. How you're going to be in a certain area that may be low scale. um, for instance, just throwing something out there so y'all can get an idea what I'm talking about. How you could be in an area that might be in the projects. Okay, now you're in an area, you know um, you might be saying to yourself, wow, it feels kind of hopeless. I'm just throwing a scenario out there. It feels kind of hopeful. I mean, it feels kind of hopeless here, especially not only you are at this project, but you see how people are living, and you see the dynamics of what's going on around you. People selling drugs, walking around. Now people sell drugs everywhere, even in rich neighborhoods. So we know this. But I'm trying to make a point. You see people around walking around selling drugs, women prostituting, walking back and forth across the street. You know, um, you just see a whole bunch of you seeing a whole lot of things that one would say that does not live in that type of area. Feels kind of, it looks kind of hopeless, in a way, just the kind of area, it's like it's hard for people to really um, either want better because they can't afford it. That's what I mean by hopeless. They want better, okay, but they can't afford it. That's seeing things being hopeless as far as with these carnal eyes, what you see, but I'm talking about a feeling. It's a feeling that I'm talking about. I can feel like that being in certain areas, and these areas are not the projects, okay? I can feel this. Even around certain churches, I can feel this dense heaviness, hopelessness feeling, even at a church, around a church. My last church, I felt it, okay? and the spirit told me to get out. It could be in an area that's um, upscale, okay? How they say it, a rich area. I can be in an area like that and it would still feel dense slash hopeless. It's like something is missing here. And it also gives you a feeling as though you're around people who are like, it's like their switch is not on, if that makes sense to many of you. You're walking around like zombies. You know, it's like seeing ants, and all they doing is do what ants do. They have no concern about anything else. They are programmed, and they are just running around, scattered around, and you looking, and you could be one of them, but you're looking, and you're stopping, you're observing, you see what's going on, but they don't really notice you. It's just something about the energy. I can feel the difference when I go in certain locations. I can feel the difference when I go in the house, whether there is heaviness or a light feeling. Okay, that's what you want. You want that light feeling, that welcoming feeling. I wouldn't advise anybody to go in a house that has a dense, heavy feeling. And you could be living near a ley line. Can you imagine something unwelcome that's in that house, that's still attached to that house, and you're near a ley line? Most people are dealing with haunting, a lot of haunting going on. They live near a ley line. Okay, you can have a positive experience living near a ley line, depending on where you are vibrationally, or you can have a lot of negative experiences. A lot of people, you know nothing about this, what I'm talking about, and you don't really know where they are vibrationally, but a lot of times, if they're not on a high vibration and they are living near a ley line, they are moving to this house, whether they bought it or whether they're renting it out. They don't know who's in that space before them. They don't know what they were into. All these pendulums and, witchery stuff, you know, that imprint is still left in that home. You move into that home, you cannot detect the space. Then you deal with the consequences what was left that was covered up. People they good for painting. They good for putting new floor in, but it's still the imprint that was left in that home. And then the fact that you're living in a ley line. So I just want to put this out here. Pay attention to the energy, family. When you are where you live, when you are eh, going from one side of town to the other. Okay, just pay attention. It's very important because it can save them a lot of heartache, especially when you're moving to homes and stuff. Okay, um, crime is everywhere. We know this. People sell drugs everywhere, whether you're poor or whether you're rich. We know this. Me speaking about energy ain't to put nobody down. All I'm saying is you get to that point to where you're able to get a feel for the energy, and you will also, the more you exercise this and practice this, you will get an idea of when you are in a space that's dense and where there's a presence of heaviness. You will be able to detect it. All right. So a lot of people are not aware of it. They might feel some type of way. You're like, "Why I'm feeling like this?" Yeah, because you're picking up on it. That's why you feel like that. That's why you could be in an area and all of a sudden chaos pop off just like that. All right. It's very low vibrational. All right. It's something going on over here. It's more to it. I'm almost an hour long, but it's more to it. All right. Family. It's a lot of social experiment going on. Okay, it's a lot of social experience going on. Read between the lines. I can't make this ish up. It's a lot of governmental social experience going. Social experience experiment. I'm sorry. It's a lot of governmental social experiment going on. All right, and they knows what they're doing. They have certain things in place in certain location. Okay, and as I stated, you have to get with the spirit. You're an empath. You're able to pick up on this energy that's in certain areas. And you say to yourself, why? Because see, this energy is so dense, it can make you feel suppressed. It can make you feel suppressed. Okay. That's what I'm going to say. It can make the community, those in the area, feel very suppressed. All right. And it's very sad when you see it for what it is. Think about our um, think about the experience, the experiments that are going on with the Navy. They're doing a lot of experiment out there in the ocean with the dolphins, with the mammals. Period. All right, with the our aquatic animals. Okay, there are in the ocean. Okay, they're using these sonar. Okay, weaponry. I don't know if they're testing it, whatever they're doing, but they're hurting the aquatic animals. They're hurting them. That's why a lot of them turn up on the ocean. Well, that's why a lot of them turn up, dead. Okay, even our birds are affected by these so-called sounds, these so-called frequency that they're giving off. They're messing with their rhythm. Okay, but it's a lot that I can say. But I'm trying to make it, it's a whole lot of social experiment going on big time out here. When you see what it is, it's something. It's something. 5G plays a big part of it too because they have them everywhere. All right, they have those things everywhere, and in certain locations, they have them so close to people's homes. They have them so close to people's homes. But anyway, um, and it's doing a job on a lot of people. All they have to do is turn on the switch, and people start losing their minds. Okay, but the point I'm making is a lot of social experiment that are going on as well, and they will use it to create cause and effect. All right. Oh, we got a problem here. Now we got to find a solution to that problem, and they're the one that's causing the problem. I'm out of here. All I'm saying is be mindful of the location where you live, the energy. Okay, start paying attention to the energy, and even when you go to the other side of town, you live on the east, you going to the west, you know, and then you're getting from the west and you're going to the south. Start paying attention to the energy. It feels different. It feels different. Why is that? And I ain't talking about just the people. I'm talking about the area. Isn't that cute? Thank you all for been supporting me. I appreciate you. Anyone interested, check out my community section. I'm out of here and be safe. Thank you for watching and for listening. Bye for now.